Hello, Serendipitous here with the first video for the TCG shelf, and I thought I would start with where it all began, with my original Pokemon card collection. I believe, as I said in the intro for this playlist, I have shown my card collection in a few other videos, especially on my main channel in the past. But but I figured it'd be good because this is a game. One of I have various like card games on my shelves and such. Might as well include that in the Vdipitous gaming channel, so gaming library, I should say, channel. So yeah, so there are a few pages in the binder before this. These are more modern Pokemon cards, which I will show in a different video. But right now, I'm focusing on the Pokemon cards that I got before I stopped collecting Pokemon cards for a number of years, before starting up again now, essentially. So back in, so these are, so I have organized by card number my original cards from the very first set. When I was younger, my sister and I often got got a bunch of, we bought booster packs and stuff, and a lot, and we played the game a lot as well. So these are all pretty much like lightly used cards, lightly played essentially. As far as I know, there's nothing in here that's like in mint condition, but I'm pretty happy with with what I have, really. First rare card here, Electrode. I actually do have a collection of Electrode cards now here, but I decided to keep this one with the rest. So starting with the base set, of course. These are the cards that I grew up with. I remember these images and playing with these cards and things like that. I never really played in. I think I played in like a store event once or something, but it was always just like my sister and I, as well as maybe some neighborhood kids and stuff. Unfortunately, sometimes neighborhood kids would want to play the Pokemon card game, playing for keeps. Basically, like you sort of wager in a card or two that and I think I did end up losing some cards that way, unfortunately, but I'm still very happy with what I have. And my sister does have a more impressive collection than I do, I will say, because she collected a little bit more. I have this in a sleeve because, as far as I know, of my original cards, this is probably the most expensive one I have. This is Imposter Professor Oak. It's not necessarily well, I guess it is technically a rare card because of the star there, but this is a first edition Shadowless. So Shadowless meaning that in the very first printing, in the very first printing of Pokemon cards, there were some errors, and like for Pokemon cards, there was no shadow, like drop shadow on this side of the picture. There's no drop shadow to lose here, but there is a little printing error in the copyright information. The number 99 appears twice, so. Copyright 1999. So that's how I know that is Shadowless. I don't think I'm not sure if I have any other Shadowless. I might have like one or two other Shadowless cards, but they're like energy cards or something. But yeah, I do have duplicates of some of these cards as well, of course. But I only have one of each card in here, and then duplicates are safely tucked away in a box somewhere else. Holographic Hitmonchan, probably one of my favorite cards from the base set. Holographic Machamp. This one is not as special or rare as you might think, because this was part of a actual starter set. So it's not like ultra rare or anything like that, but it still looks really cool. First edition holographic, and so forth. The original Fat Pikachu, or one of them anyway. More base sets, and now we're getting into jungle. You can tell with the little flower symbol in that corner there. Another rare card, Snorlax. I love having Ditto. Very, very happy about that. Articuno. I think I have all the legendary birds, at least in some capacity. Maybe not in the original sets or something. And then we're getting into fossil now, by the way. So base, jungle, fossil. Those are the first three. Yeah, Moltres, here we go. And Zapdos. There it is. Perfect. Yeah. Base, jungle, fossil. Those are the first three sets ever. And no, none of my legendary birds are holographic, unfortunately, but that's fine. Let's see here. I don't have a lot of like specific memories necessarily of like moments of playing the game and stuff. It's just kind of like in general, just like playing the game with my sister and whatever. Okay, now we're getting into the gym sets. There was oh gosh, was it like gym? There's some gym something and then gym challenge, gym leader and gym challenge or whatever. Um, oh, also base set second edition printing. That's what this two symbol is. They reprinted the base set once, and they reprinted the base set and had that symbol on it. So that's what that is. But yeah, holographic Brock here. I was hoping to collect one of each of the gym leaders, which unfortunately did not necessarily happen. But I love the gym leader and gym challenge sets because that's where stadium cards are introduced, and I think stadium cards are cool. Also, I love how it's like Erica's Weeping Bell or Misty's Horsey or things like that, and I think that's really cool that you have like the actual gym leaders Pokemon essentially. I think that's a fun idea. And now we have Rocket, which is another really cool set where like basically it's like dark Pokemon where they have like lower hit points but they're also stronger and stuff, which is it's a bit of a dark storyline too. But I mean, Team Rocket is meant to be like bad guys, right? Kind of like a bit of a mafia type of thing. So with basic Pokemon, they're not really dark yet, but when they're evolved, then they're Dark Kadabra, Dark Vaporeon, Dark Raticate, and so forth. The artwork of the artwork of all the sets is fantastic, but the Team Rocket. Like in the like a lot of Ken Sugimori art in the first few sets there, but when you get to the Rocket set, you see there's a lot of really really striking and unique artwork here. Some more simplistic styles, some darker shading, and other things like that. So yeah, very interesting. Oh yeah, I have Blaine here, not holographic, but there is Blaine, as well as Sabrina. Really cool. You can tell the difference between Gym Leader and Gym Challenge because the Gym Leader cards have like the symbol is mostly white on the outside, whereas the Gym Challenge is mostly dark on the outside. So Gym Leaders, that set I think focused more on the first four Gym Leaders, Brock, Misty, Lieutenant Surge, and Erica, whereas Gym Challenge I think focused more on the last four Gym Leaders in Kanto, which was Koga, Sabrina, Blaine, and Giovanni. Yeah, okay, so now we're getting into the Neo sets. And admittedly, so this is like, early 2000s when we start to, when we kind of get into like Johto, the Gen 2. And admittedly, I haven't really, I kind of started losing interest a bit as a kid in Pokemon in general, getting into Gen 2 because I think part of the reason was I was sort of like, sort of a bit of a growing up kind of thing. My interests were changing and stuff, and I used to like Power Rangers, and then that moved on to like something else, like Transformers. Then moved on to Pokemon, and that moved on to something else, and whatever. And I just kind of, I was such a huge Pokemon fan. Back in the 90s and early 2000s, I watched the original anime. I remember actually going to the theater to watch the first Pokemon movie, the Mew and Mewtwo one. And yeah, it was fantastic. But as with lots of kids and teenagers, my interests changed. And while I still do definitely have a decent amount of cards from second gen, I especially love the Steel type. I thought that was cool. But I was just kind of thinking like, really? Do you need more than 151 Pokemon? Like 151 is like that's great. That's a great amount of Pokemon. I'm fine with that. But now I gotta remember 100 more or something like that, and I just didn't want to do that. Look at us now. We have over 1,000 Pokemon at this point. Yeah. Oh yeah, e-reader. So there was a time when you had these cards with this e-reader symbol, and there's like this barcode which you scanned it on a. Actually, I think I might have that accessory here with me if I can find it. Maybe not. I'm not sure. But yeah, there's an accessory that you attached to a Game Boy, and sorry, I think just by sheer coincidence I might actually have that accessory here to kind of show you what it looked like. Let me just double check real quick here. Yep, here it is. Wow. Yeah, I do in fact have it. So here it is. That is the e-reader. So basically, I can't remember. I don't have a Game Boy Advance necessarily. I do have an old Game Boy here to kind of like demonstrate. So it doesn't fit here, but essentially, like, you know, you would kind of like insert it in. Yeah, it's for Game Boy Advance. It's not fitting on a Game Boy. But yeah, you would basically sort of like insert it like a game card in your Game Boy Advance, and you would swipe the card there. There's also like I think that's for like a link cable or something if you wanted, and doing that with these e-reader Pokemon cards that have barcodes would basically give you, like, you know, little mini games, or little tidbits of info about the Pokemon or about the card or things like that. And it was kind of cool. I remember playing with it a little bit, but losing interest fairly soon, I guess. So yeah, there's that. That was the e-reader phase. Okay, now we're getting to I guess that was sort of like the end. So this is basically sort of the end of like my first round of card collecting, you know, in my life, essentially. Like, after a while in the early 2000s, I stopped collecting Pokemon cards. I stopped getting booster packs and stuff regularly. You know, went off to college and stuff, and just kind of had just fond memories and everything. Here are the promo cards that I got. I think I don't remember exactly how you get all of these promo cards, but I do remember getting this card at the first, when I attended the first Pokemon movie in theaters, and this card was featured in the second Pokemon movie, with that collector guy with the legendary birds and Lugia and all of that. I think some of these others are for attending like Pokemon movies in theaters. I think like maybe this Entei one or something. Oh yeah, this one is actually has, like, you know, Kids WB presents Pokemon the first movie, just right there. You can tell they're promo cards because they have this Black Star promo right there. I don't have all the promo cards. My sister actually has more of them. She even also has there's this Meowth card that you only got from like Fruit Roll-Ups, and it had a gold border around it. And my sister has that one, which is really cool. But yeah, and yeah, more promo cards. This is basically this here is a card that I just sort of like created by myself using an OC, and this is a sticker basically. That's just on a piece of paper, so that's not really a promo card. And then now we get into Topps cards. So there were a set of Topps. So Pokemon Topps cards is kind of like baseball cards. They're not really playable. They're just kind of just like cool to look at. There was a set of cards that if you put them all together would make this image right here. And you can see that I kind of have some of them, but not all of them. I only got like part of the image, unfortunately. But they're all, you know, just moments from the anime and stuff. And then, yeah, I opened several of these booster packs that had these Topps cards, and some of them are foil. You might be able to kind of see that there. But yeah, I just have, and then there are also Topps cards that had scenes from the first Pokemon movie as well, which, yeah, man, I do have a lot of memories of, you know, watching and enjoying the first Pokemon movie. And yeah, and then those Topps cards over there. And that's the end of my original Pokemon card collection. Right there. Those are all the cards I have from basically from the base set, Jungle, Fossil, Gym Leader, Gym Challenge, Team Rocket, base set, second edition, and Neo Set and e-reader. That's all those are all the things that I have there. Obviously, like I said, I have other cards in this particular binder, but I will show those off in a different video. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you have you know, memories of the first few Pokemon sets, let me know in the comments, or you know, or even if you don't have specific memories of that time period, maybe you're too young or you weren't into Pokemon at the time. Still, let me know. I'd love to know what you know, what other kind of experiences you guys have had with the Pokemon trading card game. And of course, now I've gotten back into it. As later videos will show, I have a lot more modern Pokemon cards than I do old ones. But I'm happy to have this old collection here. to, it's the stuff that started it all, really. My interest in trading card games in general. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and until next time, all the best.